What's up guys? Today's video is on the Canon 7D Mark II Review 2023. The Canon EOS 7D MKII camera is 5.85x 4.43x 3.08 inches and weighs approximately 32 ounces, or about 907 grams with battery and card. The camera is rugged, primarily made of a magnesium alloy, and it's built like a tank. In addition to that, it has enhanced environmental sealing, which means you don't have to worry about getting it a little wet. The first thing I noticed when I picked it up is how much larger it is compared to other Canon cameras. The DSLR I had before this was a Canon 70-70, and the difference in size is immediately noticeable. The Canon 7D MKII feels great in your hands, and it makes you feel like a pro, especially if your previous camera was something like a T6 or T7. Sensor. The Canon 7D MKII has a 22.4x 15.0mm APS-C sensor. You can take 20MP JPEG and or RAW photos, which equates to a photo resolution of 5472x 3648 pixels. The ISO ranges from 100 to 16,000, and in special modes you can even reach 25,600 and 51,200. This doesn't mean much though. As with most cameras, once you go over 10,000 ISO or so, images can start to get rather grainy. When it comes to continuous shooting, the 7D MKII can manage 10 frames per second. This is really useful when shooting moving subjects, such as in sports or nature photography. The reason is that this allows you to take 10 separate images in 1 second, thus increasing the chances of you capturing the right moment when your subject is in motion. The burst length is a maximum of 31 frames when shooting in RAW, which you should be doing, and 1090 frames when shooting in JPEG. The only other limitation might be your SD card, but if you bought one fairly recently, it shouldn't be an issue. Display. The 7D MKII comes with a fixed 3 display. This model does not have a swivel screen, as the screen cannot be moved around. This not only makes vlogging more difficult, but it also makes it harder to shoot from awkward angles. It also has a top LCD display, which is quite generously sized, and has a backlight, which is helpful when shooting in low light conditions. Photographers have differing opinions as to whether the top LCD is really needed or not. I like it though, so I'd rather have it than not. Image quality. Dynamic range isn't as great as on some of the newer expensive DSLRs, due to the fact that the 7D MKII came out in 2014. But if you can control the light or manipulate it to your needs, this will rarely be an issue. To clarify, I'm not saying its dynamic range is bad. I'm just pointing out that the camera is around 8 years old at this point. Control. What is immediately obvious is that the 7D MKII retains a similar button and knob layout to many other Canon cameras. To those who have used Canon cameras before, using it should feel rather intuitive from the very start. On the back, just above the wheel, you even have a small thumb controller, which I quite like. It allows navigation through menus to be rather seamless. Battery life. In terms of battery, the camera uses a larger capacity LPE6N battery. Given the fact that the 7D MKII was discontinued years ago, your battery is likely to be a few years old at this point. As a result, even though they were initially rated at 800 shots, they will naturally have a diminished capacity. How much charge they can actually hold will depend on when the battery was manufactured, how many photos were taken with it, and how many times it has been recharged. Storage. One of the reasons why this camera feels pro is because of the dual card slot. You have your usual SD card slot and a compact flash or UDMA slot. When shooting events, for example, each photo or video is saved to both cards, thus giving you a backup in case one of them fails. Video. The 7D MKII can shoot video at 1080p with a maximum frame rate of 60 FPS. When it comes to the file type, you have a choice between MOV or MP4. In 2022, when it comes to video, I wouldn't really use an 8-year-old camera. For photography, sure, but for video, I'd go with something newer, like the Canon 77D or even the Canon R series. I've reviewed the 77D, Canon R, and R5 on my channel, and you can watch them here. Compatible lenses. In terms of lenses, the 7D MKII can use EF and EFS lenses, which gives you an almost inexhaustible list of glass to choose from. I've tested this camera with a few different lenses. If you go back in the article where I showcased photos, I've included which lenses they were shot with, just so you can get an idea of what they can do. Longevity. Note that the Canon 7D MKII shutter is rated at 200,000 actuations. What this means is that you can take around 200,000 photos with it before the shutter fails. When purchasing this device, the number of shutter clicks will usually be advertised by the seller. If it's not, contact them and ask first. If they're refusing to tell you or saying that they don't know, it probably means that it's close to the maximum or even over it, and I'd personally just look for a different seller. If, for example, the camera has 150,000 actuations left, in order to use up the rest over, say, 5 years, you'd have to take 82 photos every single day. Conclusion. So in conclusion, who should buy this lens? Being that the camera is around 8 years old at the time of me making this article, it's not one that I'd recommend for video. It can do video 1080p at 60 fps, but there are a lot of affordable cameras out there that would be much better suited for photography. As you can see in the examples that I've included earlier, you can get some fantastic results if you know what you're doing. Ultimately, if you're looking to get your hands on your first DSLR, or you're looking to upgrade from an older Rebel series camera, this might just be the one for you. If you'd like to have a look at any of the products mentioned in this video, or you would like to know how much they cost in your country, you can find affiliate links down below. Thank you for reading my review of the Canon 7D Mark II. If you'd like to be kept up to date with new videos and articles, you can sign up to my newsletter down below. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button. And if you have something to say, please leave a comment.